Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event of the evening. Introducing from Damsa Uptown, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, weighing in at a few Thai meals, he is your fellow Uptown lowlife, Cornelius. Welcome everyone, to my post wrestling weekend ZATSUDAN, where I'll be talking a little bit about my experiences wrestling in not just one, but not two, but wait, no, yeah, exactly, two promotions in two separate countries, back to back, mind you. Imagine, folks, imagine this. You're flying in on a Friday night. Late night, mind you. And then, on the Saturday, the show starts at 6 p.m. And then, Sunday morning, early Sunday morning, mind you, you have to fly back to Kuala Lumpur, where your show in KL starts at 3:30 p.m. Safe to say, it was exhausting. It was exhausting. I will be getting to this very soon, folks. Very soon. But first, talks. Welcome. Okay, 1 second, folks. 1 second. Let me just handle a little something. Let's see. Can you hear me, by the way? Can you hear me? How's the video? How's the audio quality and all that jazz? Is this all right? Is this all right? Okay. Okay, let's see now. Let's see now. So let's start from the beginning, shall we? Let's start from the beginning, eh? Let's start from the beginning. Okay, let me just clean up a few things first. Okay, I can put this away. And okay. I've got a few things ready for you guys. Audio good, excellent. I've got a few things ready for you folks, so that I can probably elucidate what in the world went on. Like, how in the world did this all start in the first place? Well, actually, let me show you first, shall we? Let me show you first. Okay. Let's see now. Oh, right. Okay. Talks. Why didn't you remind me to turn off my echo? I always forget to turn off my echo. Okay, dokie. Oh yes, up. I'm getting ahead of myself. To those who are not aware, my name is Cornelius, professional wrestler turned Butler, VTuber. And yes, folks, I am an actual professional wrestler. See, here's me wrestling, tying someone up, and smothering their mouth into the point when they panic and they have to tap. Because that is what I do. Okay. I don't hear the echo. Oh! Wait, 1 second, let me just check here. Okay, that's why. That's unfortunate. So, okay, when I was announcing myself, I didn't have the echo on. Okay, because I didn't switch microphones on OBS. Unfortunate. But I've gotten it fixed now. So, you should be able to hear this. And that is the sound of us beginning our little show. That's the sound of us beginning our little show. So let's get on with it, shall we? Ta-da! Woo. Oh, we're preparing this already. Okay. Okay, I'm going to put this away. First, we'll get into this very soon. Very soon. But first, food. Well, actually, we'll leave the food for now. Let me actually be the center stage here. Okay, so how did this all come about? Me getting involved in two shows in a row, eh? Yes. It is quite an interesting one, actually. So I was aware of, so I basically wanted to diversify myself, because as a wrestler, audio gone. Have it. What did I do this time? Let's see now. Testing. Why is the audio gone? What about now? Hello? Hello? What about now? Do you hear me talk? Do you hear me talk now? Wait, okay. What about now? What about now? What about now? No? What? I thought I changed this already. Okay. Oh, that's bizarre. For Pete's sakes. Okay. Let me just try this one more time. Okay. I'm just gonna do this first. Apologies, folks. Okay, what about now? 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 Okay, I had to reset my voice mod again. Usually voice mod's okay with these sort of things. Yeah, usually they're okay with these sort of things. What in the world happened? Man, where's my... Nope, completely silent. Okay, thanks for letting me know, Talks. What? Why? Wait, let me check here. I turned off my desktop audio or something. No, desktop audio is still on. And why is it all... Why is my voice mod completely turned off? Huh? This is bizarre. Oh, bother. Okay, I'm sure that now that I've switched it back to just my regular old audio interface, I should be heard, right? I think I can be heard now, right? This is bizarre. Well, apologies, folks. Huh? Why is it... Why am I having this issue with my voice mod all of a sudden? For Pete's sakes, voice mod? What's the matter with you? Wow. Enfi, you're supposed to help me check audio in the beginning. For Pete's sakes. And no, you can hear me because I switched it to my regular audio interface as opposed to my voice mod. For some reason, my voice mod, according to Talks here, it cannot be heard at all. Wait, so can you hear me or not, Talks? I'm so confused now. Wait. Okay. I'm. Oh, for Pete's sakes. I am switching it back to. Okay. I'm switching it back to voice mod now. Wait, no. Is it this one? Okay. Okay. I should have be having a cutesy wootsy voice right now. Okay. Okay, do you hear the cutesy wootsy voice? Do you hear it? Do you hear it? You hear it? Wait, oh, this is what I need right now. Yeah, do you hear this too? Do you hear it? Please tell me you hear it. It'd be very upsetting if my voice is not working, because then I really don't know what's going on. Do let me know, folks. Do let me know. Do I want to continue on with my little story? I hear your voice. Do you hear my whip cracks? How about that? Did you hear that? How about the bell? How about that? I'm just like making noises right now. But all those things. What about all those things? How about this? It's a bell. Anything? I hear the bells of this. Okay. All right, Talks, come back. I'm not angry. I was just like paranoid. That's all. Don't mind me. Just being a grouch. But not the voice. You can't hear the voice mods. No. I mean, I already switched it back. Okay. Here's me and my echo again. I'm pretty sure you can hear my echo. If you can hear the bells and whips, you can definitely hear the echo. It's from voice. It's all from voice mode anyway, so it'd be kind of bizarre if you can't. Right? That'd be really bizarre if you can't. Oh, but nah, man. And if you want, if it helps speed things up, you can just DM me on Discord as well. That will be a little faster. Because I do know, obviously, I am aware that YouTube is obviously a little bit on the slow side. No echo though. Really? Okay, what about now? I've increased the volume, the reverb of the echo. Heck, I'll switch. No. I'll switch to another voice. What about now? Okay, what about now? This should be a cutesy wootsy voice. Hello? Hello? Okay, I just turn on the self-hearing audio so I can hear myself. Okay. What about now? What about now? Hello? Hello? What if I switch to this thing? Hello? Hello? What about now? What? Hey. Testing 1 2. Wait a minute. Hey? What the? Okay, this is weird. Even when I'm hearing it myself, I legit cannot. I mean, the whip I can hear, but I can definitely hear that the voice is not changing at all. God's voice mod is so finicky sometimes. Yeah. You hear double when you turn on voice self-hearing, because I'm trying to hear my own audio here, or specifically the audio changes, but there is no audio changes, even though I've said it different. Okay, so here is me. There's supposed to be like a cute chibi voice now. I don't hear it. I thought I heard a half a second ago, but it's not here. And here's my my reverb option. I'm supposed to sound like I'm in a cave. No echo. I don't think there's an echo at all. Weird. Whatever. Okay, in that case I'm just gonna switch to just a regular H6. No. I do like to use. Okay, so apparently the sound effects work, but the voice mod doesn't. You hear this? I think you can hear that, right? You can hear the vine boom. What about the record scratch? I think you can hear that. Okay, I'll turn off listening to myself now. But yeah, what about all those things? Envy, did you hear all those sound effects that I did just now? This sound effect, the whipping, vine boom, yes. Okay, so sound effects work, but not. How annoying. Oh, okay. Ref Ryan really is busy right now. Okay, so Ref Envy, it's up to you now. And yes, you're a ref now. I don't care. Okay, what was I saying? Oh yes. So this all began with me wanting to spread my wings more, you know. Because it was about time someone of my level go off to other countries to wrestle, essentially. It was about time, you know, the borders have been loosened. The borders have been loosened, and it's easy to go around now. So I thought to myself, yeah, all right, I'll try out Set Up Pro Wrestling, which is a promotion based wrestling promotion based out of Bangkok, Thailand. Actually, they've been doing a lot of good work and actually making a bit of a name for themselves. Actually, in fact, you can actually check out a lot of their shows on live streams. In fact. On their YouTube channel, and if you can find it for me and paste their channel on the in the chat, that'll be wonderful. So I DM'd the promoters and got things going, and turns out I knew very, very early on that they were planning to do a tag team tournament. This is a really, really special one too, actually, because this tag team tournament it's actually for the IWA Japan Setup Tag Team Championship. So I know that sounds, and my model froze. Wow, this is just peachy. Why am I frozen? Why am I frozen? What reason do I have for me to be frozen? Okay. This is peachy. This is peachy. Thank you. Thank you, Envy. Thank you, Envy. Okay, let me just reset this once more. No, Setup Pro Wrestling, the Thailand one. So if you YouTube, if you tap on YouTube, Setup Thailand, you should be able to find it on YouTube. That's my PW. That's my home promotion. I'm talking about Setup here in Thailand, because I wrestle in 2 countries. Remember, Envy? Okay, one second. Apologies for all the technical difficulties, folks. But what in the world is going on with my voice mod? Now this. I mean, at least with VTube Studio, you know, it's already expected this. Okay, let's try this again. Yes, thank you, Envy. Thank you. Okay, still frozen. So I needed to find a tag team partner, and I got one rather quickly in the form of a very, very game Kaizul. And so we set out. We set out for Thailand on a Friday, on a Friday night, mind you. So it was quite getting there was actually pretty easy. You know, nothing wrong. In fact, without saying too much, the Malaysian contingent going to Thailand, we were one of the wrestlers. I'm not gonna say who, but so there was a few of us that went there. One of us was actually a pilot. One of us was a pilot. So he actually was really interesting. He actually gave us a lot of advice on what to do here and there. In fact, like a big thing that he mentioned that he sort of like clarified for the bunch of us was this idea of power banks. You know, if when you're traveling, guess where you're supposed to put your power banks? Typically, it has to be on your carry-on, right? As opposed to in your luggage. And apparently, I don't know why, but the last time the Juicy Boys, Wonder Boy and Miles Carew, fellow pro wrestlers in my PW, came back from Thailand. Miles's power bank was confiscated, and mind you, as a carry-on too. So I was a bit confused by this as to whether to put it in the carry-on or in the luggage. But the pilot friend said it's in your carry-on. I think it's because his carry-on, that particular power bank that he was carrying, was one of those that was a bit sussy. Something to do with lithium batteries, maybe? I'm not sure, but no, I'm glad he could clarify things for us. So it was quite fun to have this, have a chat with that pilot friend of ours, who basically said, he could tell, like, we don't really have to rush it all. In fact, he was, gosh, we actually went past the immigration very, very late, actually. I'm not gonna say how late, but it was pretty late. All because he knew that the plane was coming in quite late. He knew that the plane was coming in quite late, so he didn't. So like he didn't bother. He could actually legit see where the plane was before it arrived in KLIA. In KLIA, actually. Now that is Kuala Lumpur International Airport. So when we got there, when we got there, finally there at the bridge, I suppose. So yeah, we got there quite late, and we just relaxed. We just relaxed and a nice little chat, and off we went into into the AirAsia plane. Of course, we took AirAsia. Because we're a bunch of carnies at the end of the day, us wrestlers. So we want to travel on a budget. So we finally got there in Bangkok. Whew, it took us a while to get out of the airport. So we met with the promoters and stuff, and they were very lovely. They were really nice, and there was a reason why the promoter said initially, it's preferable if you go to Suvarnabhumi Airport as opposed to Don Mueang, because Suvarnabhumi, which is although it's further away from the city center, Suvarnabhumi is just a nicer airport overall, and it will be less traffic around the area. Don Mueang, it is actually sort of within the city center itself, like just right outside it. But my God, it is an old airport. There's not much parking there. In fact, I saw something there that I only saw once ever in Malaysia, and that is the whole double parking system, where literally there are parking spots in front of other cars, and but the thing is, you put your car in neutral so that you can push the cars around. Wild, and it's clear to me that they kind of need it because it is quite congested, but good lord. Well, that was pretty freaky. That was pretty freaky to see. So the ride back, it took a little while to get for us to get to the restaurant, and I was very excited, very excited to actually have some actual real Thai food, actually, because I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I love me some Thai food. I eat Thai food at least on a weekly basis, if not like twice per week or something of the sort. Oh man, I love me some Thai food. So the thing is, I actually asked the promoter something very interesting, actually, because I did not realize this, chat. On that very same weekend was Thailand Comic Con. And what does that mean for someone like yours lowly? That means Hololive was there. A Hololive beat. Ooh, apologies, folks. I'm still reeling in exhaustion from the whole trip. So yes, not only was Hololive there, but the Thai-speaking Hololivers were there. Takane Lui and especially Koseki Biju, or Bibu as she's called. Bibu. Yes, indeed. So I actually asked the promoter, does the presence of Thailand Comic Con affect sales of Setup episode 15? Yo, lucky time to be in Thailand. I can't enjoy it because guess what? I have a job to do. I wasn't there to tour around. I was there for a job, man. Okay, it's such unfortunate set of circumstances. So man, if it wasn't for the fact that I had the Sunday show as well, yeah, I probably would have stuck on a little longer in Thailand to enjoy Thailand Comic Con. Maybe, just maybe. So the bunch of us, the Malaysian contingent, we arrived in a Thai restaurant. It was, mind you, it was raining pretty heavily too. So like, it was quite a spooky atmosphere, especially because and this for me is, I know I am in what I like to call the Indo-Chinese region of Thailand, Vietnam, etc. When I see the cables, I see the massive amount of black cables just flying through the sky or through the Bangkok skyline. The whole area covered with black electrical cables. It's crazy how much it's just everywhere. I don't know how they do it, but they make it work. Like things were fairly fine in Bangkok. So we finally got to some Thai food. In fact, let's have a look at it now. Let me show you something. So yes, Hey, wait a minute. Ah, nuts. This was day 2. Apologies. I mixed up day 2 and day 1. Are you kidding me? Apologies, folks. Hey. Did I not? Ha ha ha. Ha ha. My bad. It's apparent to me that I clicked on the wrong one. God freaking. 1 second, chat. 1 second. There we go. That's better. This is what I had. Well, partially what I had in day 1. So, it's a little hard to see here. Let me just get out my trusty writing crop. So, this is Tom Yum Goong. This is marinated raw shrimp. And this is... I forgot what this is. It was nice. It was all nice. Here's the weird thing, though. It wasn't that spicy. When you look at this looks red hot and dangerous. For me, this was like... In terms of spice level, I would argue I can take like a 6 or 5 out of 10. This was like a 3 for me. Mind you, it's delicious, it's great, and we were in a proper Thai restaurant too. Make no mistake about it. No, locals, and there was a mix of locals and foreigners eating alike, you know. So it was, in fact, the spiciest thing I think for dinner at the time was this one here. So the bunch of us were there. So it was the Malaysian contingent, some of the Thai wrestlers, the veteran Thai wrestlers, and a particular Australian. I suppose you could say he's my coach. He is the head coach of my PW, Carlo Cannon. He is Filipino-Australian, which means to say that he cannot take spicy. Not only is he Australian, he's also Filipino. 2 nations that are really, really not known for handling the spice levels. That's all. Oh god, he cannot. Like legit. When I was like, legit, when the bunch of us were already feasting a little bit already. But when Carlo came in a little bit later, it was a little bit late because he arrived a little bit late from the airport. I was like, Carlo, mate, try some of this, like this Tom Yum Goong here. I was like, are you crazy? Are you mad? It's very spicy. Try it. I was like, no, he can't. Look, Carlo is... I will show a photo of Carlo later. He's the largest Filipino I've ever seen. Yes. He gets mistaken, like, apparently, according to him, he gets mistaken for a Pacific Islander all the time. That means people like a Tongan, a Samoan. Yes, because he is basically a fridge-turned race car. That's kind of what he is. A fridge-turned race car. Is he the largest Filipino I've ever met? I've seen bigger. I've seen bigger, but he's definitely one of the biggest. In terms of athleticism, probably the greatest I've ever personally met. And I feel very privileged that I get to call him my head coach, so to speak. So he had... So it's not pictured here because like I said, we were already happily eating, you know. There was a sour pork soup that was really, really nice. So I gave that. So we allowed him to have a majority of that, and he enjoyed it. I'm sure he enjoyed it because it was like proper sour and like there was sour. This pork sour soup legit had sour plums in it. Sour plums. It's crazy. My favorite thing from this is actually the marinated raw shrimp. It was really fresh. It was proper. It was actually spicy. Like, I would say 4 out of 10. Didn't burn my tongue. I wish it burned my tongue more. Honestly, I think our Thai friends were being too nice to us. They were being too nice to us. We were Malaysians. Most of us were like the Malaysian contingent. Like, it was just Carlo, just one dude, and the rest of us were Malaysians and Thais. We could have absolutely eaten spicier. Come on. Though apparently one of the wrestlers in there, his name is we call him JJ, because his name is Jonathan. Yes, that's his actual wrestling name. Apparently he can't really handle spicy either. Not really, but still. So yes, day 1 food, although not spicy. Not very spicy at all. Delicious. And notably enough, there was raw food there, which is not a very common thing at all in Malaysia. But very surprised to see it here in Thailand, that's for sure. Okay, so day two, we got to the beautiful venue actually of Circus Studio. I wish I had a better picture, but this is Circus Studio. It's basically like a film studio actually, located in the suburbs. This is in the suburbs actually, believe it or not, in the Bangkok suburbs, with nice houses and stuff like that. So this is their ring. This is perhaps the most unique ring I've ever been in. This is, out of all, I've been in many different rings. This one threw me for a loop a little bit. Like, the closest thing to this I've ever been to is the Grappa Max ring in Singapore. Okay, let me explain why this ring is unique. Firstly, get this, folks. I only learned about this after the show. This ring originated from Michinoku Pro. That is a North Japanese wrestling promotion. And yes, it is in relation to Taka Michinoku. He was one of the founders, essentially. He wrestled for a good little while in WWE, actually. Although he was of small stature, I believe he did legitimately impress a lot of folks with just how damn good he was. I believe he had a match with Triple H that honestly shocked a lot of people at how much he did, at how well he competed against the much larger Triple H. So this ring, this was the first time I ever saw a spring underneath the ring. You might think, oh, it's a spring, that means this ring is softer, right? Nope. This is perhaps the most solid mat I've ever been on. When I walk on it, it legit almost feels like I'm walking on a hardwood floor. It is so stable. I do not feel a bounce. I do not feel like my footing is going to be off here and there. It is so stable. And that means if you get slammed on this thing, it gon' hurt. It gon' sting. You will feel this for the next few days. Did I feel it for the next few days? Kind of did. Yeah, I did. And what's more, you see these pads here. I am very much used to the to like the tree pads. You see the tree ropes. I'm more used to the pad on the tree ropes, not this horizontal, not this long vertical block thing, which meant I'll get to my I'll get to the highlights later. I'll explain why this thing gave me some trouble. But safe to say, does the spring make you bounce? I used to think that was the case. I'm not sure anymore because when I got slammed in the center of the ring, right here, mind you, that's where the spring is. And what's the spring made out of? It's made out of metal. And mind you, like if you look at the bottom of the contraption, like I did, how do I explain? It's like there's an X frame, and then you see this massive metal pillar sticking out right in the center. I'm essentially being slammed onto a metal pillar in the center. No, in fact, it is softer to get slammed on the other parts of the ring, not in the center. The center hurts the most. I've tested this. So what it does, however, I think one reason why the spring is there is because it's loud. When you get slammed, especially in the center, the whole place reverberates. Absolutely reverberates. Brutal. Oh. So yes, interesting ring to be in. Let me show you something else that I got on the Saturday. I got a gift from none other than Chapla, aka Macha. Okay, this one, I'm gonna have to do this one. I'm gonna have to, I will find myself. So, Macha, aka Tapla, is a Thai artist slash wrestler. She wrestled in the show as well. Her name is Macha. So it's, yes, it is written exactly as Matcha. Matcha. But it doesn't refer to that. It refers, the way to properly say is Macha, I think. So she's an artist. In fact, she's arguably more well known as an artist than as a wrestler, but she's a very good wrestler, mind you. Like cross bodies for days, Pete's sakes. Tapla has already, like, she's well known for drawing a lot of fan art for wrestlers. Like you there's a chance you might have seen it before actually if you are like a hardcore wrestling fan. Here's the thing though. Tapla, her biggest claim to fame is that she made, once again, her biggest claim to fame is that she designed the tights worn by Will Ospreay in AEW All In, one of the largest pro wrestling wrestling events just ever. Apologies, folks. Once again, my model's frozen, so let's fix that. So I'm very, very, very gratified that she made this for me. She didn't have to. I didn't ask her to make this all. In fact, she made this for me and for Kaizul as well. Oh, and for Carlo as well. That's so nice of her. That is so nice of her. You know. Oh, I really should okay. I made that oh man, I forgot like add a hashtag to it. I'll do that later. I will do that later. Dang it! I keep forgetting to do these sort of things. Oh, I did. Okay, I did. Okay, 1 second, folks. Let me just check. Okay, let me just do this now. Okie dokie. All right. Oh yes, amazing artist. Do check her out, folks. Do check her out. So let me actually finally show you some highlights. Oh, here I am. Am I going to start moving? I am not moving. This is rather concerning. Why am I not moving? Great. Why are all the programs not being on the fritz for the past few days? I don't stream for a couple of days, and this is what happens. Just great. Okay, better. Okay, let's keep on going. Okay. No, thank you for your astute observation, referee. Much appreciated. Okay, let me do this now. No. Why are they all cats? What's wrong with you people? Crazy cat people. Anyways. Yeah, I'm going to show a highlights trailer now. A highlights trailer made by made by a fan, actually. Made by a fan. Isn't that exciting, folks? Isn't that exciting? Blame the update. Survivor Freeman, welcome to Cafe Cornelius. I have been recounting my experiences in wrestling in Bangkok and Kuala Lumpur. Okay, let's see now. Let me just check on something. Okay, so here's the link to it. If you want to hear it with the volume, I had to turn off the volume here, mainly because it goes it's copyrighted music, and I do not want to get in trouble about that. Oopsie. So let me show it to you. Let me show the highlights to you, folks. Put this away. No, gods, what a way to start this off. Okay, let me just refresh this so you can see it from the start. Okay, here we go. That's a Wonder Boy and Monomorph. I will talk about Monomorph later. Oh, that's a massive German suplex by Carlo once again. JJ coming back strong. Here he is with a frog splash. Not sure what happened there. Oh, someone got Hadoukened. Massive spine buster. Oh, the people sent on by Shivam, one of the most experienced wrestlers in setup. Kablooey. Oh, that's me. And here's me and my time battle getting crushed. Yeah. And we didn't succeed. Didn't do that great in the. Oh, double suplex. Let's go. Twisting suplex. Beautiful. Oh yeah, did I mention there was a Royal Rumble in this? There's a freaking Royal Rumble in this. I believe this is the finals of it. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention about the format of my tournament. The format of the tag team tournament, didn't I now? Oh, here's some merch being here's some of the merch in the merch area. Oh yes, indeed. Yes indeed. Okay, I'm gonna just let this run and loop whilst I have a chat about all this, yeah? Okay, so here's how the tag team tournament works. Literally, there were 3 tag team matches on that night. Okay? Each match had 3 teams. So it was a 6-man tag team match. 3 teams, each team having 2 members in it. I was in a match with my partner. We call ourselves Locked and Loaded. I was alongside Kaizul. My opponents were the Good Deal, Anand Alonso and Suchat, versus Black and Blue, the team of let's see if I can say his name, Baital and Macha. So yeah, not only am I not used to tag team wrestling, I'm also not used to wrestling against 2 different teams at the same time. Multi-man matches, triple threats, I'm pretty used to that at this rate. This sort of a tag team? No. And turns out the winner of each of those matches will be in the finals. So this was like quarterfinals to the finals, just immediately on the same night. So some folks had to be involved in 2 matches. When Kaizo came on stage, I wanted to yell, "Go Aaron Aziz." Does he look like Aaron Aziz? Really? Really? I'm gonna DM that to him now. I'm gonna DM that to him now. I don't care. Hey, man. Hey, my PW viewer wanted to yell Aaron Aziz at you. Aaron Aziz is a Malaysian actor, essentially. Really? Are you sure? LOL. Because I'm immature. So yes. Safe to say, I lost. Well, you probably heard that. And he said, "Huh? Who? Where? When? WTF?" He didn't even know. He doesn't know who Aaron. Kaizo doesn't know who Aaron Aziz was. Was it? Is the rule tap 3 or counter 10? Both. Both. Yeah, so both count. So you can win a match by getting the 1, 2, 3 pin, or if they are out of the ring, you can win them by a 10 count. No wait. Oh god, Zoo is being incredulous right now. Yes, my friend said he almost yelled it at you. Lol. He looks exactly like him. Really? Wait, I'm gonna Google this right now. Wait. Really? I haven't seen Aaron Aziz's face in a long time. Oh shit. No, I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. No gods. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Do I want to expose him on this? He's not gonna watch my stream, so it's fine. He said, I heard someone yelled at me, "Go home, you boomer." Oh, no, god damn it. No, god damn it. God damn it. He's my age, damn it! That means I've also been called a boomer as well. God damn it. God damn it. Ah, no. We're not boomers. We're highly strung millennials. We're highly strung millennials, damn it. For Pete's sakes. So yes. Unfortunately, we lost in our match. Okay. It came down to that. Well, that the other teams were just a lot more coordinated, and we were just overwhelmed. God, we had to do it 4 people for Pete's sakes. So, God, we were just being tossed all around here and there. So, a good deal actually defeated us, unfortunately. Something else happened, though. And I mentioned Royal Rumble, right? That's because... Okay, I'm going to peel back a little bit of the behind the scenes here, folks. We only found out, not even in the morning, it was more like the afternoon, where it was announced on social media that they're doing a Rumble match, a Royal Rumble match. I was like, oh, okay, who's involved in that? And turns out, on the afternoon itself, they, the promoters approached the different wrestlers. So who wants to be in a Rumble? Mind you, I've never been in a Rumble before. I don't know how this works. And when I found out how they were going to plan, I was like, oh gods. But at the same time, oh yeah. Like, you know, I believe, if I'm not wrong, obviously I don't speak a lick of Thai. There's usually a championship opportunity that comes with being the winner of the Royal Rumble. So of course, you know, if there's another chance to gain a victory in a match, I'm going to take it. It helps as well that on the Sunday, the next day, I technically didn't wrestle. I wanted to, but in hindsight, this was a good call. I technically didn't wrestle. I was managing a match. Surprise for both the audience and the wrestlers. Oh god, you have no idea. So our plan for that, I'm not gonna say exactly how we did it, but let's just say it came together a lot faster than I expected. And it all worked out actually. My strategy didn't really, obviously, if I did won the Royal Rumble, I would have been screaming about this on my socials to no end. So I didn't win that either. But I tried a strategy that ultimately didn't work. But it might lead me to certain things in other countries. Let's put it that way. So how many participants in the Rumble? I think by the time we got to the final participant, there was about at least 16. So it was quite a number, actually. It was quite the number. So it was crazy. It was a proper Rumble too. So it was literally every 90 seconds a new participant would go in. So the whole ring will be filled up quite quickly, actually. It was pretty fun. Pretty fun. So yes, would love to do a Rumble one day. Would love to do a Rumble again one day. Okay, let me actually just turn this off now. Oh, and okay. So yeah, you know, didn't really win anything there. But I got to sell some merch. I'm showing this off specifically because, not even because of me. because of this man here. Did you guys saw that tag team partner with Wonder Boy? I'll just show this again. Let me refresh this. So you see this Wonder Boy is on the left here, and then the much lanky man, that's the one on the right. So they were in matching colors, matching outfits that day. They were the Barbie boys essentially, and they were, oh gosh, they were popular. They had constant cheers, People loved them. And this is partially why. This is Monomorph. You could argue he is one of the most popular wrestlers in Thailand right now. Because the dude's a model. The dude is gorgeous. And he's being a wrestler? Nuts. And here's the thing. This is how far he's gotten. He is going to be wrestling in Japan. In fact, he's actually getting a title match against the DDT champion, one of the largest Japanese wrestling promotions. Is coming. The champion, Chris Brooks, is coming to Bangkok, Thailand, and Monomorph is going to face him for it in an upcoming show. That's how big this is. That's how much buzz Monomorph has gotten. So yeah, that's just amazing. Really nice guy too, actually. Everyone in Thailand was actually really so friendly and so accommodating. This is something that's actually really interesting. Actually, I found I was a little worried about the language barrier. For the most part, it was almost not an issue at all. Almost everyone that I spoke to, at least for the wrestlers, could speak English. In fact, very fluently. Congrats on him. He looks like he's really into the business. Oh man, you have no idea. Like, looking at this photo, you could tell he's a gorgeous man. Like I'm talking Hakken levels of gorgeous. Okay, yes, I'm comparing him to Hakken. And seeing him in person is insane. Like, how are you a real thing? How are you a thing? Is that a K-pop idol wrestler? Funny you should mention about idols. No, he's not a K-pop idol wrestler. He is actually Thai. I believe he does actually work as a male model. He does legit work as a male model. So I believe he was doing that before he became a wrestler. I don't know why he wanted to become a wrestler, but good for him. He's actually making opportunities for himself. I'm very happy for him. And he's a really nice guy too. He actually complimented me about my outfit, like, oh, so nice. Like, your mask is very nice. There were some folks that could legit like almost speak like an American, actually. You know who spoke like an American? Venom Shank. This was a tag team from Vietnam, actually. They came down to set up to wrestle like myself. They were in a separate tag team match. They had perfect American accents. Perfect. And according to them, it's not like they were from international schools. It's not like they were Vietnamese Americans. They studied. They were in like regular Vietnamese schools. They were raised by all Vietnamese parents, but they were just in their YouTube generation. So they spoke perfect American style English. It was wild to hear. But all the Thai folks, yeah, a lot of them spoke really, really good English, and we could communicate perfectly fine, actually. So planning our matches, knowing where to go and what to do, yeah, really, really easy. No. So the culture in the locker room is also really, really interesting too. Really, really interesting. Obviously, I'm not gonna give away all the details. Oh, Envy, you mentioned something about K-pop idols, right? So something unique, and I've talked about this before actually, in my streams. In SCMS, I showcase streams, right? I've showcased streams, right? I've showcased streams of matches, especially setup before. Yes. Well, in setup, a very unique thing of the issue is that before the show begins, there's usually an idol concert, like an actual like Japanese idols, that sort of a thing. So not K-pop, but Japanese style idols. They weren't doing. I actually asked Pumi, hey, were there any like idol concerts in the show? And he said no, because they're all busy with Thailand Comic Con. That's interesting to hear how much influency there are in American English culture. Oh yes, indeed, yes, indeed. I was with Vietnam. That doesn't surprise me too much because of the American influence there. But yes, even saying that, the Venom Shanks, the tag team of Venom Shanks, and mind you, they're twins. Yeah, they're twins. Their English was like perfect. The Thais, however, are very well known to be very prideful of their own language. They're very they're very patriotic, so they very much stick to Thai. But yeah, so surprised to hear how much English that they could speak. Fun fact: some K-pop idols are Thai. I am not surprised by this. Once again, my VTuber model is off. Strange. Isn't there like someone who's Sarawak? Isn't there a K-pop idol who's Sarawakian? Like Malaysian Sarawakian. Apologies, folks. Once again. I have to reset my VTube studio. I'll just keep on talking. That's really, really interesting. Let's see now. Okay, let's reset this one more time. Hopefully one more time. So yes. Oh, one other thing I actually saw a lot of when we had time to like wander the streets of Bangkok, or we were driving around. I was shocked at how many Japanese restaurants there were. There were so many Japanese restaurants. Like I didn't really saw. I might have seen some Korean restaurants, maybe, but I definitely 100% saw so many Japanese restaurants in the streets of Bangkok. Absolutely. Absolutely. It was crazy. The Avatar is having jet lag. Probably. It was crazy how many I saw. So the Japanese influence is real, which is why, like, in fact, fun fact, Thai pro wrestling has its origins in Japanese pro wrestling. Emi Sakura, you might know her. She's actually one of the female wrestlers in AEW. She founded a promotion called Gato Move Wrestling. Gato Move Wrestling at one point had a Thai branch, and so she was the mentor to a lot of the Thai wrestlers actually. What kind of restaurant? Japanese restaurant. Fun fact, I also saw one Turkish restaurant there, like it's looming out in the skyline at the top of a building, like, hey, that's a Turkish restaurant. Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. So yes, there's a lot of Japanese influence there, which is why I guess like stuff like J-pop and the idol culture, Thai VTubers, and even Japanese style wrestling is fairly prominent there now. Very prominent there. One second, folks. 1 second. Okay, folks. 1 second. No. Here we are. Okay. So wait a minute. What kind of food was served in the restaurant? Oh, we haven't really gotten to that yet. I mean, if you're talking about day one, this was what I ate. So tom yum goong, raw marinated shrimp. That was like a sour pork soup as well. It was very tasty. But day two. Day two. So after the show, after we all packed things up, this is what we ate. So before we get to all this, and yes, I take half-eaten foods because I prefer to prioritize eating first than photographing. Thank you very much. So, very interesting actually thing with the locker room culture is that because they are sponsored, because Setup Thailand is frequently sponsored by a beer company, whose name I forgot. Apologies. There was, so in the locker room fridge, there was a fridge there for us to use. There were a lot of beer balls. So I was a little worried at first. I'm not gonna say what exactly, why it got me worried, but let's just say I've been to wrestling locker rooms that involved alcohol. Did not turn out well. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But the Thai wrestlers, they play hard, but they work hard at the same time. Yeah. So they only drank after their matches were done. And I did not see anyone drunk. I don't see anyone blast out their minds. For everyone, so either they drank after the match or after their show outright. So it was the first time I ever entered a locker room. So close to the end of the show, it was the first time I ever entered a locker room where I what's the word? Where instead of it smelling like Monster Energy or some sort of energy drink, it smelled like beer instead. That freaked me out. But no one was drunk, so that was a very, very good thing. That's I'm quite happy to see that they knew how to conduct themselves. They were all everyone was such nice people. They were so lovely. And so after the show, this was close to, mind you, I cannot emphasize enough, our flight was at 6 a.m. on the Sunday. We had dinner close to 10 p.m. or 11. I can't recall anymore. I was so exhausted by then. And so we went to a proper, authentic Thai restaurant. And they had a big fat menu too. And I was cheeky. I came in ready. I actually requested to the promoter, hey, do you guys have larb? Because I've always had chicken larb before, but I've never had any other meats before. So I asked, do you have beef larb or something? And they looked for me, and they got it. Essentially, larb means like a spicy meat salad, essentially. Spicy meat salad. So there was some stuff I have never ever tried before. Absolutely. Let me get my writing crop out. So, for instance, this year, I think this is liver. This is raw liver with toppings on it. I don't know what it's called, but it's delicious. It is delicious. Very irony. I must admit, this was a little bit overwhelmed to eat. If you keep eating this feels a little overwhelming. But initially, it was very nice because it wasn't just liver. It was topped with a lot of chilies and herbs as well. Really, really nice. And of course, papaya salad. And another kind of papaya salad, I think. I think this is supposed to mix with this. I'll get to this very, very soon. The papaya salad. Once again. Okay. Saturday night's dinner was definitely a little bit spicier. Definitely. still very, very mild. Very, very mild, actually. I have had spicier meals in Malaysia than what I had in 2 days in Thailand, you know. Delicious, don't get me wrong, but like, whew, could have had it a little spicier. Once again, yes, Carlo was there. Head coach Carlo was there, so he couldn't have anything spicy. So luckily they were very accommodating. They had some dishes for him that were not at all spicy. So he just ate a ton of rice, a ton of meat. He was a happy lad, happy lad. In fact, the Thais were, once again, like I said, the only way you can pick on Carlo is with food. Seems like a balanced meal. Wait till I explain this. Okay, let me explain what this is here. So, I know this looks kind of crazy. It looks like a deep fried thing. It looks like just like crispy bits, essentially. It looks like this crispy bits from like tempura. That's what it looked like. This is fish. This is fish. In fact, it has a very specific name. Let me try to find that tweet I made. Let me try to find a tweet I made. I had someone that explained this to me on what it was, because I could not believe what this was. It is called Yumpla Dokfu, or deep fried catfish spicy salad. So this is catfish. This is catfish. The catfish was catfishing me because it did not look like catfish. It did not look like fish. It didn't even look like meat. It just looked like fried bits. Apparently, you're supposed to mix this salad thing with this fish. But it didn't look like fish at all. It was crazy. It was easily the craziest thing one of the craziest things I have seen, actually, on that dinner table. Easily. For me personally, the highlight, my favorite thing that I ate was definitely the beef larb. Like I said, I've only ever had chicken larb before, and it was nice. But man, with beef, because there was not just beef meat, there was also beef stomach in there as well. So it added with the texture, and I love. One reason why I adore larb is because like because there's a lot of like vegetables in it and a lot of herbs in it, so it's very herbaceous, very refreshing. And when I gave my pilot friend to try larb for the first time, he was like, oh yeah, this is good, this is good. So we both had tried things that we've never tried before there. And you know who tried new stuff as well in Thailand? Carlo. You know what they gave him? I think it's because I don't know how the conversation went about. But Carlo, you have to understand this about Carlo. Because he's Australian and Filipino, right? The man, you know what was his beverage of choice in Thailand? And in fact, in Malaysia for the matter? Would anyone like to guess? Would anyone like to guess what is his drink of choice in Thailand and Malaysia and Southeast Asia in general? You know what it is? You know what it is? We're all glad they didn't have the fresh option instead of the tempura style. Hey, if they want to serve me raw catfish and it's served safely, I would have eaten it. Okay? I am one of those fellows, I'm one of those mad lads that if I see something on the menu I don't understand, that's what I order. That is what I order. That's how I learned about larb in the first place. L-A-R-B. Delicious. So, somehow the conversation turned to Thai KFC because they were bragging essentially that Thai KFC is one of the best in the world, essentially. So they ordered KFC for him. So there was a packet of KFC, of chicken wings and drumlets. They ordered for it. They ordered for him. They literally like packed it for it and they brought it into the Thai restaurant. And of course they had Carlo have it. And I know that he would be reluctant to have it because obviously it was the spicy kind. So when he had it, he burned up. He completely burned up. It was like, oh, like he was sweating buckets. He was sweating buckets. 1 second, folks. Well, these folks, because I did not trim my nose hairs for the past couple of days. It's acting up once again. Sorry about that. Okay. As a lover of raw food, I would eat anything raw if it was good. Oh, baby. I was actually very surprised. I didn't realize that raw food was such a feature in Thailand. At least not in Bangkok. I know that in Isan cuisine, which is a regional Thai cuisine up in the north of Thailand, they do eat raw food a lot more. But I was very surprised to see that it is essentially a pretty heavy feature, even in Bangkok as well. So things like raw shrimp, raw liver is such a surprising feature, actually. But it's delicious. Maybe that's why there's so many Japanese restaurants in Thailand, because they only have the know-how in preparing raw food. So when the Japanese people come down, I guess that's why, because they're already used to eating raw food. So Japanese restaurants is just a no-brainer. Like, no, I was gonna say this would not look out of place in a Japanese restaurant, but no, actually, no, it would, because it's so spicy. The Japanese folks would not be able to handle this at all. Base sauce, yes, indeed. So I got to try the chicken as well, and I gotta say, because I do eat KFC as well in Malaysia. I was actually comparing it. Thai KFC or Malaysian KFC? Ooh, I don't know if this stream is ready for that sort of comparison. I don't know if I'm ready to compare that. I buy those expensive eggs just to eat raw eggs. My man. Oh gods. So you do like the steamed rice and egg thing, do you? Because like I would do that too. Oh, I would do that with nacho as well. Oh, Mr. Envy, Mr. Referee Envy, living life dangerously. I love it. So yeah, they gave it to him, and he was sweating. He was boiling. Like you could be like he is a big wool. He is a heavy sweater. Oh yes, steamed rice eggs. I see. You do that. And you know what they got him after that? You know what they got him after the KFC, which mind you, he gave his seal of approval. He did like it. It's just that the spice level for him was just too much, because he just can't. They got him mango and sticky rice. My word, they were spoiling him. They were spoiling him. I can see Thai people laugh at our KFC game, and I'm not even angry. That's the thing. I personally think, don't tell anyone, yeah? Don't tell anyone, that the Thai KFC I tried in that Bangkok restaurant and the Malaysian KFC that I had just yesterday afternoon, it was the same. Same quality. Same deliciousness. Maybe the meat was slightly different, but overall, equal to one another. Yeah. So yes, lovely night. We were honestly the Malaysian contingent and Carlo, because the bunch of us had to go to, we had to be in the airport soon, right? Like literally just like about 8 hours away in the early morning. But I'm glad that we had so we were thinking to ourselves, maybe we should just head back to our respective hotels. But I'm glad that we went along with the Thais and had food with them, because we get to have more camaraderie with them. Because this is one of my favorite parts, actually, when doing these international tours. It's getting to know the local wrestling scene and the local people there and the local wrestlers, and see what makes them tick, why they do what they do, how do they operate as a brotherhood, you know? Oh yeah, very, very interesting indeed. And so we got back to our hotels at a rather late night. In fact, did I sleep? No, I did not. I don't know why I did. Honestly, we were back at our hotel so late that yeah, we didn't really sleep at all. So what happened was well, that might be why I'm still feeling a little bit exhausted. That might be the reason. So what happened was so literally Kaizo, my tag partner, we were in the same room, right? But he set his alarm clock at about like really, really early. I'm talking like 4 a.m. or something like that, right? I was still awake because I actually felt okay. I think I ate quite a bit of food after the show, so I had a good bit of energy to run on. So when it came time for his alarm clock to ring, what happened? It was so lucky that I was there. Beta Powder, welcome to Cafe Cornelius. I'm getting into the day 2 of my wrestling weekend. So when the alarm rang, I literally saw him sit up, look at his phone, turned off his phone, and went back to bed. I was like, I nearly laughed out loud. So I gave him like a 5-minute buffer. Just let him rest for just a little bit more, because he actually did a lot more than me, right? He did a lot more than me. Like not only was he in a tag match with me, his involvement with the Royal Rumble was actually a lot more than myself. I was involved in the Rumble only for a short amount of time. He was involved in it for a much longer time as well. So he had a lot more to do. Okay. So yes, I was involved in Thailand indeed, Beta Powder. Let me show you. I guess I can show you this again. I can show you guys this again. Oh, what am I doing? Oh yes, here's some highlights from a fan account in Instagram. So that's hence this. I will pop up in due time. But this was the beautiful space in Circus Studio. You like me for real. Oh, the people sent on beautiful. Oh, fun fact. It felt like a quarter. Oh, that's me getting smashed. Somehow Kaiser got flipped upside down. I don't know how. I think Vital's right arm was a lot stronger than his left. Let's put it that way. Fun fact: a quarter of the crowd were white people. How many Malaysians went to Thailand? About 3 or 4-ish. So yes, Malaysians were well represented in Thailand actually. It was the first time so many of us went there, in fact. Lots of tag team action, especially in this on that night. So the thing is, I was not expecting this actually. Like, you know, of every Southeast Asia, they've got a good bit of like of matsales, of international people, usually Caucasian, in their shows. I was surprised to see that it was at least a quarter, at least. So there were people yelling at me in English. I was like, what the hell are you doing? Stop yelling at me. You know what happened? Someone was yelling at me. What the hell was it again? Get back in the ring, you. And I was like, and I literally turned around because I was down where the audience were. I literally turned around around, and I yelled out, and I yelled out, "Who the hell said that?" And the moment I turned around, there was Anant Alonso, and he gave me a slap to the face. I didn't appreciate that. I wasn't responding to him. I was responding to one of the drunk white people that were there. And I got slapped in the face, and I was like, I could like just wander off in agony. You know what? One of those white people did, like typical. I don't know if they were tourists. I don't know if they were resident there in Thailand or something. Like if you think of a white person that lives in Thailand, it was that sort of guy. It was an old fat white guy. Okay. And yes, they were drinking. Okay, they were drinking in that show. He was trying to like hand me like a bottle of Smirnoff Ice. Okay, I was like, no, what? I'm resting. Go away. And I was like, man, because I was getting beaten up quite a bit, getting thrown out of the ring constantly, I was like, ow, like, oh. I like grabbed it, took a swig, gave it back to him, and walked off. I think every wrestler who's done this long enough will eventually have a moment where they will drink something out of an audience member's hands. Every wrestler will have to go through this somewhat some way. Hopefully, it's something that they are permitted to drink. Hopefully, okay. Luckily, obviously, I can do whatever I want. So, Smirnoff Ice down my gullet it went. I'll be talking about white people more in the next show as well for the Bachelor. So yes, we eventually got there. You did a Chad move. I don't know if it was a Chad move or not, but it was crazy. What I did. So the flight to from Bangkok to KL was pretty uneventful, if not a little stressful. We initially wanted to actually head down to Kaizo's place actually, because it was nearer to KLIA to just rest up a little bit. But unfortunately, we really couldn't do that. In fact, and oh, here's another thing that happened that was actually pretty important. One reason why we had to go straight to KL City Arena, which is the venue of where we did our show. In fact, do I have the photo of it here? I think I do. Here it is. Here it is. KL City Arena. So this is the poster. This is the poster. So mind you, we had to be there. Call time was around 12 o'clock, you know. Call time was around 12 o'clock. So we didn't really have much time to prep at all. At all. Especially for someone like Carlo, who was injured on that Saturday. We thought it was something really, really bad. We thought it was something really, really bad. Like, we thought it was a bicep tear. Turns out it's... I'm not going to say what move exactly did it. But it was a bicep tear. Sorry, it wasn't a bicep tear. It was a muscle cramp on his bicep. But he was freaking out, actually. He was freaking out proper. So luckily, and I'm not, once again, I'm not going to say who. Because, well, it is sort of public knowledge, but I'm not going to just reveal it outright. So, you know, if you want to search it for it on your own, go ahead. But one of the wrestlers, who happens to be a medic, an actual bona fide medic, luckily he was there and he was able to check on Carlo. So he concluded that it was a cramp instead of a tear. Because I think, if I'm not wrong, if it was an actual tear, there would have been like massive amounts of bruising actually all across his chest and arm. There wasn't anything like that actually. But it looked like it too. It actually looked like it, because it looked like his bicep was like his entire bicep looked like the whole ball flew up to his shoulder. It looked freaky. It really did look like he tore it, actually. And mind you, he was supposed to wrestle on the Sunday. Oh, so it was brutal. It was brutal for him. I better check on him, actually. No, actually, yeah, actually, why did I not ask him this? I better ask him now, actually. Thank God it wasn't necessary. Yes, we were. All of us were so worried because he had a second show, you know? And it was getting late as well, so we weren't sure if there were any medics around and stuff. Luckily, that medic was able to like do a bit of like physiotherapy stuff on him, check on him, apply the proper dressings on him. We had some of the crew members go out to get him some Gatorade for electrolytes. So it was really unfortunate too. It was a really unfortunate how it happened. But these things happen. That's the reality of it. Sometimes you will get injuries out of nowhere. Unfortunately, Carlo, I hate to say it, but he's a little bit unlucky in life. This is not his first injury. He's had many. I'll let him talk about it one day. Will he ever on the show on my channel? Nah, that's crazy talk. That's crazy talk. So yes, he was luckily was able to luckily it did get better as the hours went on by. So by the time we arrived in KL, his arm was a little better. He was able to move it a lot more. Because in Thailand, oh my god, when he moved it, like you could see it twitch, you could see it moving around, and it looked nasty. Luckily, once he calmed down a little bit, he could have a little more sense of humor about it. He could say, "Oh, look, now I've got a big peak on my bicep now," so he could joke around a little bit. But man, that was freaky. So yeah, so it was a little bit better. So to the point where like I think he said that like he could move it fine, it just hurt by the time it got close to when the event began. So let me take you through some of the stuff that so unfortunately I couldn't really have any photos for setup episode 15. I can, however, show you stuff from this show, from my PW footy season. So before I get into footy season, let me explain to you why I wasn't wrestling, which might be shocking to some of you folks. Essentially, my PW would like me to have a new role actually as a manager, because you have to understand, in footy season, the majority of the wrestlers here are my PW trainees. This is either their first or second match ever for almost all of them. For all the new trainees who have been training post-pandemic, this is either their first or second match ever. They were very new to all this. So it made sense for me to actually, in a way, mentor one of the talents, actually. Which is what I did. I'll get to that very soon. And this match was very interesting for me because we have to understand, footy season is what we call a house show, a smaller, more intimate show, usually featuring newer people. It's not meant to be a big show at all, which is why the tickets were a bit cheaper, which is why it's held in not as fancy as a venue. In previous shows it was held in like a very nice like theater. This was held in a indoor football stadium. It was alright, but it was not like there was any like proper air conditioning. It's not like there was any proper lightings and stuff like that. It was alright. But so that meant that overall the quality of the wrestling wasn't that great because everyone was so bloody new. And so I hope people had their expectations lowered then. And so that meant yes, this wasn't a grand show. So a lot of us were a little bit anxious and worried whether there would be any people or not. Eventually there were. Isn't that right, Enfi? Isn't that right? And as some of you know, for the past couple of weeks, I promoted the hell out of the show on my channel. I promoted the hell out of it. And I'll be very frank with you. I can definitely see that the audience for VTubers and the audience for pro wrestlers, the intersectionality for it is not that great at all. The one person I will call out right now that was there, that is probably still here right now. And V, are you still here? Ah, there you are. There you are. Lovely, lovely. There you are. There you are. He was there. So, Envy, whenever I talk about something related to footy season, please chime in as well. Chime in as well. I mean, what was it like? Right before the show, was it all that you thought of? Was it all that? Was the venue all that you expected? I believe you mentioned that you were a bit worried because it didn't look like there were a lot of people initially, but we got close. We got close to the target number that we wanted. So we did hit that target number. I'm not going to say what it is, but we were close to it. So at the very least, there was enough folks there to create a decent audience size, create the amount of noise. Footy season was fun. That's good to hear. That is good to hear. So, yeah, Carlo could still move. Maybe one of his arms wasn't moving as good. His feet sure looked fine. Look at those calves. Look at the size of this calf. Look at that bulging out. Look at that bulging out. Do you see how ginormous this was? So I'm not going to go through every single match, but I was able to get some photos courtesy of our photographers. I will actually credit them right now. I will credit them right now. Let me just find them. The venue is a bit out of the way, but the place was pretty comfortable. I find it surprising that you said that it's a bit out of the way. I mean, like, KL City Arena is literally within HKL compounds. It's in Kampung Baru. You felt that was out of the way, actually. But I'm glad to hear that you found it comfortable. We were a bit worried about whether it was going to be too hot for folks, but luckily we were selling hand fans. I forgot to get myself a hand fan. Damn it. There were a lot of fans being blown in the audience. Remember, we even had mobile air conditioning units as well. One second, folks. 1 second. Okay, so these are our photographers that I'm linking here in the chat that took the photograph. So there's a mix of both. I am not a KL person. How dare you? I got lost 4 times on the way back. What? What? NP! NP! I mean, yes, it's KL, sure, but no, we're in Kampung Baru, the heartland of Kuala Lumpur. You got lost in the heartland of Kuala Lumpur? For shame. For shame. So yeah, this was the opening match, mind you. Oh, before that. So I think a lot of us initially were a little bit worried, actually, because the crowd was rather quiet. We have to understand, us wrestlers, we thrive on crowd reception and reaction. That's one surefire way to make sure that to really know if you guys, the audience, are responding to us or not, and whether you are actually engrossed in the show or not. A lot of the audience members there had their hands on their butts. What it felt like it. So it was a little tough initially, and this included this opening match of Carl Cannon versus Guken, one of our trainees here. So this was head coach versus a trainee. Big shoes to fill in. Speaking of big shoes, Guken ate a big shoe. Absolutely. That was attached to a big big calf. You see the size of this calf? It is legit the size of a calf. Look at that. Madness, madness. I believe, Envy, you mentioned that this was your favorite match of the show. And in fact, I will show why. Because of this. Because of this. Because of this. Carlo Cannon pulled out a pile driver on the trainee. Poor Guggen. Poor Guggen. Utterly decimated. Utterly decimated. The one match I will talk about in further detail is, of course, mine. So before I show you myself and my my talent, let me show you his opponent. To say that I was weirded out when I saw this, yeah. It should have been me, woman. You think I want to take a power drive from Carlo Cannon? Are you insane? You need to be admitted to the hospital or something. No one should ever take a power driver. You're mad, man. So, anyways, okay. Whilst I let you guys feast your eyes on whatever shower is, by the time this was, I think, the third match in the show, and I realized I had to do something. I had to do something here. So I was told by management to give a little promo, a little speech on why I am there as a manager, right? And my word, with the audience being adversarial, I wanted to give a respectful little speech about why this was that, you know. Looks like a normal wrestler to be honest. In the words of a certain doctor of thugonomics, are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Oh god, can I put him away? Can I put him away? Oh god, this is traumatizing. Looking at this thing. Oh god, how? This why? It's so disturbing. I mean, I get it. He's supposed to be the love warrior, so you know he's in a skin tight suit with a big fat red heart on his belly. He's like a Care Bear out of your nightmares, man. So, anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself here. So I had to do something. So I had to instead of developing a respectable promo, I had to essentially be a bit yelly, a bit antagonistic towards the crowd. I'm pretty sure John's saying, yes, it's John Cena that said, are you sure about that? Okay. So I had to be quite antagonistic to the crowd, just to rile them up a little more, just to get them to be more responsive. I think someone yelled at me, what did they yell at me? Something rude. I forgot what it was, but I literally, at the top of my voice, yelled at them, shut your impudent mouth. I pointed at him and I yelled at him. And that got them talking. That got them to at least hear my words, because they were even trying to do the stupid the Stone Cold what chant at me. Which, mind you, if any of you guys have forgotten, the man has retired for 20 years, or at least 20 years already. Give it a bleeding rest. Give it a rest, will you? Okay. Oh gods. Oh god, so that was like, so I had to talk over them. I had to speak over them. It didn't help. Okay, I will say one thing that I will criticize in one clear criticism about this show, and that was our PA system. The sound system was ours. I hate to say it, but it was, okay? Because guess what? When I requested for the microphone, half the time the microphone wasn't working. The only saving grace that people could hear me was because I'm a loud son of a. So even without a microphone, I was already fairly loud. So I knew for a fact that everyone could hear me. But man, I wish that the sound system was better, because like if the music was a little bit too loud, the sound will be cut off. The sound will be cut off. You know? Memes won't die. The what chant is not a meme. The what chant is a long dead chant by a wrestler who even he thinks it's overdone. Even he finds it annoying now. Even he feels cringy when the audience members does it, because it has nothing to do about what they're talking. It's not even a meme. It's literally, they're literally being parrots. They are parroting something that they don't even understand anymore. God, this is literally like regurgitating vomit at this rate. The what chant, okay? Okay, nothing about my promo had anything to do with being watered. So I had to talk over them and be the baddie that I always have been. I like to think that from starting off a Shower versus Rogers match, things were a little more active, more responsive, just because I was being a loudmouth. This is my talent, Blazing Raj. So I had to hype him up. I had to hype the crowd up for Blazing Raj, because I am obviously representing him. I had to explain why I was managing him in the first place. And so the crowd got a little bit hotter for them as a result. I had to make sure, I had to get him to focus. There was at one point he looked at me. He looked at me whilst wrestling. I told him to not do that, but he did. So I had to make sure that he looked at him. You know, so I was outside trying to give him some words of encouragement, make sure he remembers his training, yada yada yada, all that jazz. I mean, to his credit, still a new lad, did a pretty decent dropkick. So I was mildly impressed that he managed to pull this out against the Love Warrior Shawal. You did nothing wrong. Quite frankly, you did a good job getting attention from the crowd. Yes. I am vindicated. I am vindicated indeed. Oh yeah, this isn't my first rodeo. I would say that this is probably the most adversarial crowd I've ever been against, actually. So I had to. So luckily, I've done this long enough where I knew how to control the crowd a little bit. But I had to work for it. I was sweating. I was legit a little nervous being out there. But luckily, it all worked out. So the crowd was a lot more responsive to when he did a drop kick, to when they were wrestling and all that jazz. Got a little out of hand, however. Because Shawal, he did a little something to me that I didn't appreciate. But eventually, yes, indeed, Raj got the win. And I got to celebrate with him. Indeed. And I got the boost I so deservedly earned. Indeed. One last thing I'll show in that show. This guy. This is Jack Alexander. He's a Sabahan. Of all the tradies, I will admit, he is one with probably the biggest potential of all, because he's a insane risk taker. He is very mobile, and he has got the secret sauce. He's got quite the crazy look about him. I'll say that much. So yes, indeed, yes, indeed. So overall, the show wasn't perfect. I'll be very honest with you. The newer guys, for the most part, they did alright. But obviously, there was a lot of room for improvement overall, or a lot of room for improvement, which is to be expected. This is their first ever show, you know. Nothing's supposed to be perfect, you know. Oh, but did you know something very interesting, actually? I had to tell one of the trainees. I'm not gonna say who. He was already out of his wrestling gear. And I asked him, "Hey, why are you out in your wrestling gear?" I was like, "Yeah, no, I was sweaty and stuff, so I wanted to change." I was like, "But are you aware, right, that after the show, the audience wants to meet the wrestlers, interact with them, maybe even buy merch for them?" I was like, "Yeah, but I'm feeling sweaty." I was like, "Mate, you have to market yourself the whole way. Before the show, which is obviously social media promoting the show itself, advertising for it. During the show, your actual wrestling, you know, and your segments in it. And after the show, which is, guess what? Where the fans will buy merch, where the fans want to interact, may have a chance to interact with the wrestlers, take photos with the wrestlers. That is an opportunity for you. So it was like, okay, I'll put on my gear again. Yeah, something I learned along the way. So I had to like so yes, I was trying to look out for them, you know, for the most part, because yeah, they have to learn about the tricks of the trade. Because, yeah, I'll be very, very honest with you. Imagine if you took a photo with a wrestler, but he's in his civilian clothes. And then, if another person were to look at that photo, he will ask, who's the wrestler? Why would you do that to yourself as a wrestler, you know? As sweaty as the wrestlers are, when Kaiser got slapped in front of our seats, we got a whiff of something that smells nice. Ooh, I think I know what you mean. He is a man of fine taste. So, yeah. He's a man of fine taste, so I'm not surprised what you mean. Actually, Enfi, what was your favorite moment of the show? You have a favorite moment of the show? Oh yeah, that was so yes, indeed. Footy season was, in many ways, a smaller, much smaller event than the setup show. Than the setup show episode 15. But you know, this is important. These sort of houses are important for the newer wrestlers to hone their craft, to improve. You know. What was I about to say? Yeah. Yeah. So I'm quite happy to say. So, oh yeah, concerning my merch, I forgot to mention this actually. In Thailand, I actually sold some merch in Thailand. Believe it or not, I actually sold some, not a lot, but some. And here's a really, really big reason why. The only reason why I managed to sell merch was because I was there at the merch stand. Okay? So after the show was done and there was no more merch to sell, and everyone went back home already, the audience members, I asked them how much of my merch was sold, and they said this much. I was like, it was sold because I was there at the merch table. I was there to represent myself, so I could say to folks, hey, did you enjoy the show? What was your favorite moment of the night? Did you enjoy what I did? Any chances you'll be interested in one of my badges? And whatnot, because I was selling my badges, right? So I managed to get them interested, you know. So that's sort of the thing with these sort of merchandise stuff. It's gotta be something that sparks a memory, that sparks a connection with the audience and the entertainer. So you gotta give them a really, really good reason to want to buy your merch, so that they can remember about it. Speaking of crafting, will you be training a tag team style in the foreseeable future? I'm honestly not too sure. It was a bit of I will admit, it was a bit of experiment of ours, this locked and loaded project. I did enjoy myself, and me and Kaizo are still absolute pals. You know, I just DM'd him just now, for Pete's sakes. But myself being a manager, a wrestler, and a VTuber myself, I don't know if I will have the time to focus specifically in tag teams, you know? Which is actually a bit of a pity, actually, because my PW historically has been terrible with tag teams. Like, we've never ever had a tag team championship before, and that's the honest truth. We would love to, like in setup. But for that to happen, we have to have a large enough roster. We just don't have that. Setup has a much larger roster, for Pete's sakes. Oh, geez, I am still having my dinner. Bad habit, I know. Yeah. So, for that Sunday show, although I wasn't, wrestling there, I still very, very much after the show, I head straight to the merch table. If something really happened there. Because, Miles was there. Next to me, and there wasn't a lot of folks coming to our merch table, actually, even though they should. So I decided to actually, and he said, we gotta find a way to get people to notice us. And I was like, merch, got your merch, got your merch. I shocked him twice. I shocked him the first time I did it, I shocked him the second time I did it, even though I gave him warning. The more people came down. Ooh. Super interesting thing that happened there. So like I said, right, that after the show is your chance to interact with the wrestlers, to interact with the audience members, to gauge their reaction, to encourage them to get your merch. There was a Japanese family there. They're speaking Japanese to each other, right? And I said to one of them, who was clearly a very big fan of wrestling, I said to him, because I could tell they were talking about wrestling, so I said to them, Puro resu suki desu. I don't know if that was proper grammar at all. So I thought I was saying, do you like pro wrestling? He was like, oh, wow. Because it is a bit of a thing, right? Japanese folks are very impressed if you know even just a little bit. And he was like so impressed with me that, yes, he bought a merch. He bought a piece of merch from me. Because I established that little connection with him, you know? Like, he was, so I asked him, hey, do you like New Japan Pro Wrestling, All Japan Pro Wrestling? And he said, and I think he said like he likes, his English wasn't very good, but he could still say that he likes all wrestling essentially. So that's why he was here for our little indie show actually, which is very, very gratifying, indeed. Oh yeah. So yes. Advice for all future pro wrestlers: you want to sell your merch, you gotta be there at your merch stand. Okay, that's why my sales actually on the Sunday show. Although I was just managing. Okay, in contrast to to the Bangkok show where I was in 2 matches, I saw a lot less merch. I was there. Don't get me wrong, I was there for quite a good bit at my merch stand. But the thing is, I think, yeah, I mean, I am much more well known in Malaysian wrestling, of course. So I understood. And I was still very, very new in Thai wrestling. Maybe if I were to go to the second time round, would it work out? Would it work out? I am curious indeed. If I would have a bigger response there in Thailand, if I were to go a second time. Curious. And so, something also happened in that show that's actually pretty important, actually. This. Journey to Gold. Why Journey to Gold? Let me start with the title first, actually. So, this all started, actually, by a speech that Miles did, actually, in footy season, where he essentially is relinquishing his IPW National WrestleCon Championships. Because, well, I don't know if any of you are aware of this, but he had a serious knee injury. That, mind you, was in Thailand. Was in Thailand too, mind you. Crazy freak injury. To the point where he almost needed surgery. But yeah, for the foreseeable future, he's out. He'll be recovering. I'm glad to say that he's still able to wrestle, but it'll take him a while for him to recover. So for now, he just needs to get back in shape and rehab and stuff. So this injury was quite a while ago, but he decided to make it official here in MyPW footy season. And he also therefore announced that there will be a tournament in MyPW Journey to Gold. Obviously, for the MyPW National and WrestleCon Championships. Did I say more? On one hand, it's a real pity. I've had my grievances with Miles and stuff. But as I mentioned on my social media, no Miles Carew, no MyPW. That's a fact. You'll always have my respect for that. But at the same time, open season! So yes, indeedly do. So yes, folks. So as you can see, and did I pin it all? I didn't pin it all. Oh darn, I didn't pin it all. So yes, folks. Let me just move out of the way. October 29 on a Sunday, 1 hour early this time at 2:30 p.m. MyPW Journey to Gold. And you can get your tickets via contacting this WhatsApp number or scanning this QR code. I believe we have a bit of a promotion as well concerning like an early bird special, so please do inquire about that, actually. Please do inquire about the promo code as well. So yes, we are promoting this on the show itself. Whew. Oh man, so after the show, believe it or not, even though I had very little sleep, like I slept for about 2 hours in the airplane, that's about it. After the show, I was actually fairly alright. Actually. Like, I felt I was okay. In fact, like when we were disassembling the ring, I was non-stop. I kept lifting. I was helping out in disassembling the ring and moving things around and stuff like that. Oh, it was crazy. So I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun, but it was also just exhausting to the point where like I'm still kind of like reeling from it. Actually, not too badly. Definitely reeling a little bit indeed. Oh, and that concludes my wrestling weekend. Oh gods. So once again, folks, tickets are on sale now for my BW Journey to Go, Sunday, October 29 in KL City Arena in Kampong Baru. The show begins at 2:30 p.m. Please get your tickets here by contacting this WhatsApp number or scanning this QR code. Yes, folks, I'm going to be blatantly marketing this again. Between you and me, you really want to go to this show. You really want to. I don't have confirmation yet. But if my suspicions are true, my match is a dream match that I know a lot of folks have been very, very eager to see. Very, very eager to see me go up against for a long, long time. Look out for that. You sound like you're also having a blast. Absolutely. Envy, anything interesting you like? Anything you'd like to mention about my PW footy season before we head on out? Before you head on out? I mean, like this. I believe this was your first ever live wrestling show, right? Any interesting thoughts about it as a newcomer to my crazy world? Is it a grudge match? I don't want to say. Like I said, I only have my suspicions. Oh my god, Envy! I just saw your tweet! Envy! What are you doing? Wait, what? Envy, how many streams are you watching, Envy? Envy, you're supposed to be modding for me, and here you are just like, oh god, Envy! Hey. You are supposed to be moderating for me. Wow, we're gonna end it like that? I'm multitasking. Men are not known for multitasking. You know it. Okay. I see you're also watching Elfie. Which I can't say angry whenever I see Elfie. So it's fine. But the fact that you're supporting Elfie is a very good thing. So I'm not angry. Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna end it here, folks. Oh god, I gotta go rest up more now. I've got a wrestling ring to reassemble tomorrow night. So that's gonna be fun. I'm being sarcastic, by the way. Bye.